ETFs.
When you buy a ticket to a concert, chances are Live Nation Entertainment is getting a cut of the action. It is the world's largest producer of live concerts. The CEO of Live Nation is Canadian, Michael Rapino. He was in Toronto today to receive an award, and Mark Bunting had a chance to catch up with him.
Michael, he won the Corporate Leadership Award from the Canadian American Business Council. Now, this is a guy who went to Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and eventually worked his way to become CEO of this company, Live Nation. A little background on him. He co-founded a company called Core Audience, which was bought by SFX in '99. Then he was an executive with Clear Channel, became CEO of Live Nation in 2005. To give you a sense of the breadth and scope of this company, last year it sold about 200 million tickets, produced and promoted 20,000 concerts, and it has about 800 sponsorships with various companies. Now, I started by asking him about the merger between Live Nation and Ticketmaster in 2010, how that integration is going, and whether it is succeeding at accomplishing what they hoped.
We're very happy that a year now fully complete, coming up in December. We're going to grow Ticketmaster for the first time in probably 5 years. We think we have the right team running it right now. We think we have a team that's waking up every day thinking about the consumer, the transaction, and how we do a better job. So fully up to speed on both sides, on the concert side and Ticketmaster at this point.
How did you attack it from the standpoint that Ticketmaster, in some people's eyes, did not have the greatest reputation? Pearl Jam famously went after them, but people still use Ticketmaster to buy their tickets. But were you aware of the reputational aspect of the company and how you wanted to sort of change the culture, maybe, or the image?
Absolutely. Ticketmaster has an incredible business. It has 76% kind of a satisfaction rate because it is a great site. If you want to buy a ticket on a Saturday morning, it works. You press the button, all the inventory is there. You can print it at home. You can send it to your email. It functionally does the job better than anyone in the world. But you're right. We have to spend some time, as we've done the last year, with Facebook integration, with Twitter, with better seat maps. The opportunity there is to increase and elevate the consumer experience. That's what we're spending a lot of time on, and we think we can do a better job for the consumer.
Did last year surprise you in that there was some resistance, it seems, from some consumers to go to the bigger shows? I know you had a loss in the third quarter at least last year, but did it surprise you that people weren't necessarily thrilled or compelled to go to some of these bigger shows? And did you change your strategy after that?
Yeah, we were surprised a bit. For 20 years, the industry grew at about 10% a year. So we were typically recession-proof, as we would say. Usually, the consumer still came to the show. 2010 was the first year in 20 years where the industry in general went down about 10 to 13%. 2011, we're going to bounce back. We think this year will be probably flat year over year. And we think that the artists and the industry got smarter. I mean, we all had to take a hard look at what is the price, what's the top ticket price, how do we get the price down, how do we make the concert more affordable. So overall, we've seen a great kind of robust market back at work on a global basis this year, and we think it's been reset.
For years now, the big concert sellers have been the older groups, the Stones, the U2s, and so on, the Eagles. How aware are you of an aging demographic and wanting to bring in the younger people to keep it going in order to have them eventually be the ones who want to go to these shows too?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk always of the U2s and the Rolling Stones, but the facts are that there's a new artist every year that is breaking the records. I mean, Justin Bieber from Canada, is a worldwide phenomenon, selling out stadiums in Brazil. Lady Gaga is selling out everywhere we go. Taylor Swift, Jason Aldean. So, electronic music, which is, 70, 80,000 people are showing up at these festivals. So we think the business has an incredible minor league that is growing around the world. Look at this year, Adele, one of the greatest artists of the year, selling most albums, Mumford & Sons, and Arcade Fire from Canada. So no, there is a great young rising of superstars that are filling the channels every year.
And Michael, what about these 360 deals that you struck with the likes of Madonna and Jay-Z, where you basically handle everything for them? How are those working out?
Well, we're just a couple years into most of them. Obviously, with U2 just finishing the single biggest grossing tour in history, it's a fabulous outcome so far. Jay-Z has been a huge success. When we took that deal over, he was just about kind of breaking to this new level, and ever since Blueprint, we've been selling out Jay-Z shows right now with Kanye West. I think we're here in Toronto next week.
Right, Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne is as hot as they get and selling out everywhere.
Yeah.
Nickelback, good Canadian band, got a CD out in the next couple of weeks. We'll be on tour all next year. So we're having great success with those artists. They've all become superstar touring artists and are definitely going to have a long future.
And what about social media, and specifically, well, let's get to social media in a second, but e-commerce, I saw that in your third quarter, the numbers were up something like 42%. That's clearly growing for you. Why is that growing as well as it is?
Well, the e-commerce, you know, in a global basis, because 30–40% of our business is global, is around the world. Some places they were using the phone, they were using retail outlets, and in America, it's about 70 and growing every day. So every day there are more people buying tickets online at our website, and as that kind of continues to progress on a European basis, that revenue and that business will grow.
And let me wrap it up with two types of media, social media and then Liberty Media. Social media first. How are you attacking that new phenomenon and taking advantage of it? And do you really think that we really understand it just yet, the potential of it?
You're right. Whether we understand it, I don't know. It's here for the good. We think social media is made for concerts. We were at the F8 conference back when Facebook announced their latest platform. We were one of the partners on the presentation. We've integrated a seat map. You know, consumers go to shows. The #1 way they go to shows is because their friend tells them and their friend brings them. We've launched Facebook this year with Ticketmaster, and every time someone presses that button that says I'm going to a concert and it's published to Facebook, we're getting $5 in incremental sales because they're bringing a friend. So we think Twitter, Facebook, and the social business is a huge tool for us.
Now, Michael, Liberty Media and John Malone, they own 20% of the company. I saw something the other day. Of course, there's always speculation. Will Liberty Media take a run at you guys? Your market cap is only $1.5 billion. What's your relationship like with him, and would you expect a takeover bid at some point?
Well, takeover, you know, probably is the wrong word. Liberty is an incredible partner for us. We have two of them on the board, Greg Maffei and Mark Carlton. We spent some time last week at the Liberty board meeting with John Malone. I think they're incredible supporters of our strategy. They're very happy about the 2011 results. Now that we have had the full year behind us, we're going to grow revenue, AOI, and free cash flow this year 10 to 20%. So they think, I think they see now the long-term potential of the business.
Sorry, Michael, what's AOI?
EBITDA.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, earnings. So I think you're going to see Liberty as a strong shareholder, and we hope to continue to grow their 20% upward.
I had to ask about AOI. Well, I hadn't heard that metric, basically adjusted operating income anyway. Interesting guy, and it really is, I think one of the keys here, Michael, for this company is, we know for 10 to 15 years the big concerts are always the U2s and the Rolling Stones and Eagles, because that demographic that goes to those shows, they can afford it. A lot of those people are in their 50s and 60s and so on, but the key for Live Nation is to make sure that the younger generation coming up wants to go to these bigger shows. And who are the artists going to be, too?
Well, just the cost of the tickets themselves are prohibitive to a younger demographic, so that Facebook, that social networking component must be critical. But, you know, you look at the stock price, and it's down 28% since this time last year.
Hasn't done great. They actually released earnings a while ago. Profit fairly flat. Revenue is up a bit, but they do seem to be growing, albeit slowly. But again, the key is will Bieber, when he's in his 50s, be filling stadiums? Will Adele? Are the new artists coming up to keep the growth going for this kind of company?
Well, if the rumor mill is any indication, he'll be too busy raising grandchildren.
Oh, come on now.
Thanks, Mark. All right. Mark Bunting reporting. That is it for the business.